Doer Jeans is opening a store right here in Portland later this month, and if you haven't heard of them yet, let me tell you, they make stylish, comfortable clothes that are designed for a full day of living, from commuting to work to hanging out after. And you can try them out for yourselves now, because CityCast Portland listeners get 15% off your first order. Just mention the code CCPDX for your in-store purchase, or you can go online at shopdoer.com/CCPDX. That's shop DUER.com/CCPDX for 15% off your first order. Portland Art Museum's new exhibit, Global Icons, Local Spotlight, contemporary art from the collections of Jordan D. Schnitzer, is running now through January 11th. You could see more than 65 works by celebrated artists of the 20th century, including Andy Warhol, Helen Frankenthaler, Ellsworth Kelly, and Robert Rauschenberg. This will all be on view through the opening of PAM's new expanded campus, which is happening on November 20th. Kids 17 and under are always free. Grab your tickets now at portlandartmuseum.org. Today on CityCast Portland, we're updating you on all that's happened since we last checked in. From waiting on court rulings, to a naked bike ride, to the PDX airport refusing to play a Department of Homeland Security video, plus so much more. We're also hearing from you, our listeners. Joining me on this midweek roundup is our very own senior producer, Giulia Fiaoni. And right after the show, stick around for a short sponsored conversation I had with Gary Lennett, founder and CEO of Doer, about their new store opening up this month in Northwest Portland. It's Wednesday, October 15th. I'm Claudia Meza, and this is what Portland's talking about. Welcome, everyone, to our midweek roundup. Giulia, thanks for joining me this morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Today is a day we look at some of the stories we might have missed out on late last week or over the weekend. And as of today, we're taping Tuesday morning, by the way. We're still awaiting the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruling. Quick recap, on October 5th, the Trump administration submitted a request for a hold on the 14-day restraining order issued by the Oregon U.S. District Court. That's a restraining order that blocked federalized National Guard troops from entering our city. This temporary block could possibly be extended. And know that even though the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals is still ruling on this one temporary restraining order, the state of Oregon is still pushing forward with their larger lawsuit against the Trump administration. So there are still so many legal moving pieces that we'll continue to keep an eye on. But stress waiting on a ruling is not all that happened over the weekend. So to catch you up, Julie and I will be doing a headlines lightning round, which is where we each take a headline, fill you in on what happened in under a minute. We do time each other. It is kind of a competition. Julia, do you want to kick us off?
I would love to kick us off.
All right. 3, 2, 1, go.
So this one comes from some reporting by Abigail Landwehr and Austin De Dios at The Oregonian, and they're talking about all the various peaceful protests that happened this past weekend, most notably the more than 1,000 cyclists that showed up at the ICE facility on the Southwest waterfront, fully or mostly naked on Sunday, in the rain.
Damn.
So people showed up in 50-degree weather wearing anything from fairy wings to clear ponchos with nothing underneath, which is hilarious, to Halloween costumes. And apparently there was also a full marching band dressed in banana costumes called the Unpresidential Brass Band. So the organizers of the World Naked Bike Ride planned this emergency ride to, quote, highlight the militarization of Portland and the ongoing harm being done to immigrant and indigenous communities. And one of my favorite protest messages I saw from Sunday was, we're cold, but not cold as ice, which was pretty on point when about 5 p.m. rolled around and federal agents at the ICE building fired pepper balls into the crowd and detained a couple of people.
You're done. Sorry.
It's so hard to say that in a highlighted lightning round news blurb, but it did happen.
I mean, no, this is more of like a John Claudia thing that we do. And I know
I'm
we're
not
just
as practiced.
I know. And I'm just letting you know that there's so many words that you think you can say in under a minute and you can't.
No, you really can't.
So anything else you wanted to add there?
That was about it. That was about the peak of the protests this weekend, because it was a clothed protest that started further away from the ICE facility. And then you had the naked bike ride protests coming together at the ICE facility. So it was quite a few people. And it was, again, like it's been very peaceful until ICE agents start to get involved. And that is what happened later in the evening when the crowd had already started to dial back and folks started to go home.
Yeah, I also heard that Daily Show's Jordan Kepler was present during the naked bike ride and that he was interviewing the Portland Frog.
Yeah.
So something to look forward to.
Which there's so many of them now. I'm like, how do they keep track of who's who in those frog
the original
costumes?
guy was, right?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I think most people who've been following the frog know his voice. So
sure.
We'll see. We'll see.
Those big frog fans.
Well, you ready for my headline?
Yes. 3, 2, 1, go.
Over the weekend, Willamette Week reported that on October 5th, a Portland ambulance crew was impeded by ICE officers from transporting a patient from the U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement building to the Legacy Emmanuel Medical Center. And in the standoff, an ICE officer threatened to shoot and arrest the ambulance driver. According to 2 reports obtained by Willamette Week that were filed by different medical workers and was backed up by publicly available audio recordings as well as 911 calls and dispatch reports, federal agents stood directly in front of the vehicle in an effort to block the ambulance's departure. And as the delay dragged on, ambulance operator put the vehicle to park. It lurched a little bit. Federal agents freaked out, threatened to shoot and arrest the driver. The driver was like, "Why?" And the agent responded, "Because you just tried to hit me with the ambulance." There was a lot of yelling. The ambulance was eventually allowed to leave the building with the patient without further incident. The standoff lasted approximately 10 minutes.
Nice one. That is such a terrifying situation. I really can't imagine being the individual that needed emergency assistance, just trying to get to the hospital, the folks trying to do their jobs. Like, you would assume that folks in public service would have a mutual understanding and not get in the way of doing the job that they need to do. But that is like exactly what's happening here. And it is such a clear indication of why it doesn't feel like ICE is at all serving Portland right now in any way.
Yeah, something that Willamette Week also wrote was just like, I think this clearly shows how federal agents working for the ICE facility are also feeling, like how quick they are to take on, an aggressive posture, which is what we've seen during these peaceful protests.
Yeah.
They have a very like us versus them mentality, which isn't serving them and serving us. And you're feeling threatened by a frog in a suit? Dude. Okay, whatever.
Okay, all right. Also, great job summarizing that very long article. Folks should definitely go out and read it. It's a Willamette Week piece. I feel like there'll be more updates as the week goes on.
Oh, for sure. By the way, I'm a professional, so.
I know, you're so good at this. I just had to share my perspective here. I'm so impressed.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
This next one comes from some reporting by Rachel Saslow at Willamette Week, and she interviewed the iconic Portland protest chicken about who he is and what he's doing. So his name is Jack Dickinson. He's 26, and he's a graduate of Oregon State. He has a graduate degree in economics. He's been protesting on the South Waterfront since February, starting at the Tesla dealership and now at the ICE facility. But he really blew up last week when U.S. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem visited. Basically, there's this hilarious video on the rooftop of the ICE building looking down at a crowd of people who consisted of reporters, a few protesters, and Jack in his chicken suit. And the idea started back in June at the first No Kings protest. Jack wanted to communicate the message, Trump always chickens out. And then it just stuck. And basically, Jack was saying, it really feels like we're winning this. They're not getting the footage that they're looking for, and they look ridiculous, which I have to agree.
You done?
I'm done.
You have to say, scene.
Scene.
You did it. Yeah, with seconds to spare. Yeah,
Awesome.
I've seen that chicken. I really enjoyed, there was a sign he had that just said, Portland will outlive him or something like that.
Yeah.
So hopeful. I love that we have a Portland chicken and we have a Portland frog.
The gang's all here.
The gang's all here.
And a banana brass band, apparently.
They were good, by the way. I don't know if you heard them, but they were really good.
I saw the videos.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Ready for mine?
Yes. Alrighty. 3, 2, 1, go.
As reported by OPB, several Portland City Council members are working on the Protect Portland initiative, a resolution urging the city's administrative offices to take action against federal agents. In today's City Council meeting, several councilors will propose different ways to protect Portlanders from federal law enforcement. The resolution asks city administrators to create an immigration affairs liaison, monitor federal officers' treatment of protesters, and deliver regular reports on the city's interactions with federal law enforcement, create policies that bar city staff from sharing any personal information from federal officers, among other things. Candace Avalos is sponsoring the measure alongside Council President Ilana Perdol-Guiney, Council Vice President Tiffany Koyama-Lane, and Councilor Olivia Clark. Each of the women not only represent one of the Portland's geographic districts, they also represent the span of the council's political spectrum.
Yeah, this one I feel like is really hopeful, but it's one of those things that I feel frustrated by how slowly these things move, right? With this new form of government, the councilors themselves don't have a lot of immediate power. But another thing in this article that I really appreciated, and it just shows that like city council really is just doing everything that they can right now.
Yeah.
And they were talking about how Mayor Wilson actually went around city government buildings and was putting up signs to deter folks from ICE from being able to enter certain rooms in buildings, which is awesome. Like it is really just like bare minimum, but it also is so thoughtful. And if we can do it, we should be doing it.
For sure. They were basically saying, look, I know a lot of this is symbolic. We're not the federal government. We're not even the state government, but we're going to do everything in our power to make everyone here feel safe. And I just love that this city council is just so gung-ho about serving. I know that sounds crazy to say it, but I just feel like you've been here long enough, Giulia, to know, I feel like our previous city council, which was more commissioner-based, felt like internal struggles.
Yeah.
That's what took up more of their time was like the infighting rather than what was happening out here. So this is great to see.
Yeah.
Even if it's symbolic, even if you're just like, we're putting up a sign.
Definitely.
All right. Your last one. You ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
This last one comes from some reporting by Sabina Pierre at KGW, and they're talking about how Portland and Seattle airports are joining others across the country declining to air a new Department of Homeland Security video featuring Secretary Kristi Noem talking about the ongoing government shutdown. So the video is supposed to be played on monitors shown while travelers are going through TSA security.
What?
But airport authorities are citing concerns about the political messaging within it and how it goes against federal law, specifically the Hatch Act. So here's a quote from Noem in the video to give you an idea. It is TSA's top priority to make sure that you have the most pleasant and efficient airport experience as possible while we keep you safe. However, Democrats in Congress refuse to fund the federal government, and because of this, many of our operations are impacted, and most of our TSA employees are working without pay.
Oh my God.
That is like, talk about guilt 101 to these folks that are just trying to take their shoes off and go through security. Yeah. Now I'm just going off script here.
Okay, good. Well, your minute is up.
Okay, I'm just going to say, because I took a really long trip to go to a wedding out in Italy for family, and I had to go through many different U.S. airports to get in and out of Portland. And the amount of times I was just standing in line for an ungodly amount of time, and I just look up and I would see Kristi Noem's face, and it's so frustrating to me. So to know that there's this new iteration of this video that was already irritating, trying to guilt people into feeling a certain way when like it's literally against the law to do that, like it just really irks me. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I just love that not only is it PDX that's like, nah, we're good, but ZTAC is also not showing it. And I heard Spokane may not also be showing it, which is interesting to me because I would imagine Spokane would be.
So from what I've heard, it's Las Vegas Airport, an airport in Charlotte, North Carolina, and 3 different airports in New York State. So it's kind of spread out. Like, it's not just a West Coast thing. Like, folks are like, no, that's not appropriate.
Oh my God. Well, let's take a quick break here. And when we come back, we're going to dig into our mailbag. Freem Family Brewers has opened up a second location in Milwaukee just south of Portland, so you no longer have to make the trek all the way to Hood River just to get to their 20-plus taps of award-winning beer. They've moved into the historic Milwaukee City Hall building right into the old firehouse, and I hear they turned the old fire pole into a fully functioning tap. I would like to see that. Plus, this new location has 3 bars with seasonal cocktails, in addition to all the harder to find free beers. My go-to is the Japanese lager, and they're serving practically the same menu as their Hood River location, so you know their food is solid. I recommend anything on the menu that has their house-made beer cheese. It's so delicious. Free Milwaukee is open daily from 11:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. You can see their full menu at freembeer.com. That's PFRIEM beer.com.
Hi, I'm Michael Ziviak, Chief Revenue Officer of CityCast. Why do most of us want to learn a new language? It's because we want to speak it out in the real world with real people. Babbel gets you there fast. My daughter's a senior in high school, and after she graduates, we're taking a father-daughter trip to Spain. I know, she's spoiled, but that's on me. I'll be honest, my Spanish right now is pretty much tops out at "Donde está la biblioteca?" But when we get there, I want to actually talk to people, order food, and really connect with the locals, not just stumble through the basics. That's why I'm starting with Babbel. Learning a language with Babbel is all about small steps, big wins, and progress you can actually track and feel. And with how busy things get here at CityCast, I love that Babbel's bite-sized, 10-minute lessons fit perfectly into my day, whether it's between meetings or while I'm having coffee in the morning. I'm really excited to start picking up real-world Spanish before our trip so we can experience Spain in a more meaningful way. Right now, Babbel has a special deal for our listeners. Get up to 55% off your subscription at babbel.com/citycast. That's BABBEL.com/citycast for up to 55% off. Rules and restrictions may apply. Gracias and adios.
Julie, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I'd love to. And I'm going to precursor this one with, I apologize. I'm going to butcher some of these pronunciations. I don't speak Spanish, but here we go. This is from an anonymous listener.
I'll try to help.
Don't even try. Riva's Pizza. The pizzalita is based on a Honduran balida, not a Oaxacan tayuda. The owner's wife is from Honduras. I recommend the pizzalita loaded, which adds chorizo, a fried egg, and avocado to the already amazing base of a Neapolitan-style sourdough crust, bean sauce, cheese blend, and crema. My favorite thing about Riva's is the owner always incorporates in-season ingredients and hand makes everything. It's exhausting, but worth it. Sources, I used to work there and I still live 2 blocks away. That sounds awesome.
Yeah. So here's the context to this note. This is an anonymous listener, by the way. Gosh, I don't know, maybe a month ago, Alex Frayne was on the show. We were talking about pizza.
Just the best pizza in Portland.
Yeah, we were talking about something. Something came up. You know, it's Alex and I.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that was like what the show was about, but we did talk about pizza. And he brought this up and he was trying to explain this pizzalita and was like, you know, it's like that Latin. And I just guessed, I was like, well, how he was describing it, I was like, a tlayuda, which is like this Oaxacan, basically very large-ish quesadilla, if I have to explain it in so so I was like that? And he was just like, yeah, I think like that. And this listener was like, no, not like that.
It's different.
It's Honduran. So thank you for the correction. We very much appreciate it. I got another one here. And this one actually is a call out for recommendations. So listener Mason A. wrote, hey, I played recreational park district soccer growing up, and I like to pick up the sport again as a means to socialize and keep in shape. I see a lot of adult leagues in town, but do you know of any groups that put on casual pickup games? I'm not looking for anything super serious. I just want to show up and kick a ball around with some folks in a non-judgmental, friendly environment. Outdoors preferred, which I'm like, guy.
It's not the time.
It's not the time. But given that the rain starts tomorrow, I'm open to indoor as well. So if anyone out there knows of this magical, casual soccer pickup game scenario for Mason, let us know. We'll shout it out in our next mailbag. I know that there's a lot of indoor soccer happening because, you know, it's Portland. And I know it's different, but Rose City Futsal has an amazing indoor court. It is a little smaller because it's futsal, but I feel like every league is always looking for subs. So I just feel like if you go and you're just like, write sub on your shirt, there's your pickup game.
No, and I also know of some Facebook groups that are just casual pickup games, but you got to find them and you got to join them and look for the posts. So not as convenient, but I would say start there too. And you might see some stuff, but
Yeah. But if anyone has any recommendations for Mason, hit us up at portland@citycast.fm.
okay, I got another one for you. This is from listener Scott H. And they say, I have been loving the entire Neighborhood Guide series. Can't wait till you get to Centennial. I don't live in Rose City Park, which is the most recent neighborhood guide that we did, but I visit at least once a week, and I wanted to add one shout out for Cosmic Monkey Comics, where I have a subscription box and shop regularly. It's right next to Case Study Coffee. Keep up the great work. Which, awesome.
I love that there's a subscription box. That's
Right?
such a good idea. I actually might want to do that. Like, that
So
sounds
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, thank you to everyone who wrote in. If you want to write in with any of your thoughts on any of our shows or just any cool recommendations for stuff that you think people should know about, portland@citycast.fm. Before we wrap up, Giulia, I have a little corner that I fashioned for us called Good News.
Oh, yay.
Yes.
We need it.
Yes, because I just feel like we would just, man.
Yeah, no, I know,
You
man.
know, man.
I
You
know.
Okay. So here's a couple things that I was excited to share with you. One, the Portland Bureau of Transportation is unveiling their first 5 named snowplows as we tape this, which is amazing.
Oh.
Yeah, they're doing some sort of like, look at our new guys go at like the Portland where they have the races.
It's
And
like
I think,
a fashion show for
for snowplows.
snowplows. That's
So
awesome.
this was the result of a naming contest the Bureau conducted last winter. You might remember. I know that we pushed everyone to vote. So there are no pictures yet because, again, it's happening right now. They're unveiling it as we tape. But each snowplow will have a colorful decal affixed to them, which hopefully has their name. I can't wait to see what it looks like. Are you ready
Yeah.
for the winning names?
I'm so ready.
Okay. Beverly Cleary, because it clears. Burnside.
All right.
Plowy McPlowface, of course.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Here's the one that I voted for at least twice. The Big Laplowski and Salt and Thaw.
Oh, that's great. What a good variety.
That's a good variety, right?
Yeah.
And I was joking. I did not vote twice, guys. Don't get mad at me.
Yeah, you didn't cheat. I don't
No.
believe you.
I cheated.
Okay, well, I'm glad to hear that they're going to have like custom decals, but I also hope that they take pictures of them wearing little hats, you know? Just little hats of
You just want a little
all
hat
sorts. Yeah.
on the snowplow.
Just somewhere.
Okay. Just a little hat. Okay.
Come on, Peabot.
Here's another piece of good news. So this weekend, Human Access Project started cleaning up yet another section of the Willamette River to make way for another public beach. Now, this time on the north end of Duckworth Dock, it is estimated that between 10 to 20 tons of concrete were moved over a 2-hour period by 50 volunteers.
Whoa.
I know.
That's wild.
I know. I mean, the estimation is rough there, 10 to 20.
That's a whole 10 tons.
That's a whole 10 tons.
But still, only 50 volunteers.
Yeah.
That's
It's just,
awesome.
I know. It's Willie and the rest at Human Access Project. They do a lot of awesome work.
Mhm.
And I just love that this weekend, on Sunday we had this naked bike ride, but on Saturday, 50 Portlanders got together and cleaned up a beach. It's just like, God, we're nonstop.
Yeah. There's really, I feel like there's nothing that's going to stand in the way of Willie and Human Access Project cleaning up that river. It's so
Exactly.
awesome.
I could totally see him, somehow getting federal workers to help. And I
Yeah.
think
If anybody could.
it's Willie.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, before we head out, we just want to thank our new Portland neighbors who joined our program. We had a membership campaign about a couple weeks ago, and so many of you joined and helped us meet our goal. And we want to thank every one of you. So, Julie, you want to kick us off?
I'd love to. So we have a thank you for Sarah N., Ollie R., Marissa M., John S., Melinda T., Dave P., Madeline W., Amber M., Josh G., Victoria B., Christina N., and Karen K.
Nice.
Thank you guys. That's
Thank you
awesome.
so much, you guys, for joining and becoming a Portland neighbor. You too could become one. When you do so, you get a bunch of perks like ad-free listening, members-only events. You also get
Mhm.
shout-outs where you can write in and we will shout out any local business or organization that you think is doing an awesome job, or even a person, you can join at membership.citycast.fm. That's membership.citycast.fm. Julia, thank you so much for hanging out with me this morning. John is on vacation, and you just jumped right in on like the craziest news cycle. So I really appreciate you coming through. I want people to know that Julia is our senior producer. She is one of the best audio producers out there. And like, so the fact that she jumps in, I think people just assume that we're all like, oh yeah, podcasting.
Doing the same thing.
Yeah, it's like, no, this is not her job. She's in here.
This feels like a special shout out for me, Claudia.
Yeah,
thank you.
I appreciate you jumping in, Julia.
Aw.
So thank you so much. And thank you to everyone who's listening. We'll keep you posted on what we hear regarding the Ninth Circuit Court appeal.
Yeah, we'll be in touch. Thanks, Claudia.
Okay, bye. We'll be in touch. We'll be in touch. Bye, guys.
Bye.
All right, sit tight for a short sponsored chat I had with Gary Lennett, founder and CEO of Doer, about their new store opening up this month in Northwest Portland. Gary, I don't know if you can tell because it's pretty dark over here, but I actually happen to be wearing a Doer shirt.
That is so cool.
You know what's crazy is I didn't even plan it. Just to be totally transparent to our listeners, I received some Doer merchandise and like put it on. I went on this super long bike ride, like 12, 13 miles to go check out some soapbox racing. It's a whole thing. It's really fun. It's a Portland tradition. And I went to go and I just was like, it looks loose and cool enough. And it kept me so cool. And now it's like, I just wear it all the time. And I just want to thank you.
Well,
is this
a paid advertisement?
Isn't it?
Because
Isn't it crazy?
I mean, that is our brand promise. So I'm glad it's working for you.
Yeah, it's been like 90 degrees in Portland, so it's just like my go-to shirt now. But for those who haven't gotten free shirts, let's tell them what Doer is, because I was not aware of your company before. I didn't know anything about it. So yeah, lay it on them.
Well, we are an emerging brand, especially in the United States. Our home office is in Vancouver, British Columbia. And we started in Canada, moved into the U.S. about 3-4 years ago. My background is mostly in jeanswear, but I guess it was going back about 10 years. I really wanted to simplify my life. And it really, Doer started with a bike ride because I'm a jeanswear guy and I had a long commute to work. And if I had an important meeting and I still wanted to ride my bike, I couldn't find anything that I would wear because I'm not going to wear sort of synthetic, what I call plastic clothing and try to dress it up. And we called it Doer because it's for everything you could do in a day.
Oh, right? Gotcha. Yeah.
So we're really playing in that intersection between athletic and jeanswear, where jeanswear was too rigid and uncomfortable for a long commute, but athletic wear, I won't dress it up. It's not in my style DNA.
Oh, that's so interesting because it's true. Jeans get, especially when it's hot out, they feel like they're trapping the heat in your legs and they get itchy. It doesn't feel good. I didn't know that this was specific to bike wear, which is very Portland, but it was actually a friend at the Soapbox Derby that I was at that they told me, they're like, oh, because I was showing off my shirt. Like she was actually like, hey, nice shirt. And I told her, oh, it's this new company. I hadn't heard of Doer. She was like, oh, I actually have a pair of their jeans. Again, not paid, Gary. You're getting all this for free. She was just like, I've had a pair like for almost a decade and they're still going strong. And I was like, oh, crazy. I can't wait to wear your jeans. Again, it's been so hot.
And that is the origin story, but we're not really just doing bicycle clothing. For me, it was really about leading this effortless life that allowed me to go through my day without having to change my clothes and really focus on what's important to me, which is being healthy. When you get to my age, that becomes the central goal. And just leading a life that has as much flow in it as you can possibly get in this crazy, complicated world we live in.
Yeah. And I totally see that in your website, to be honest, because I mean, someone had to explain to me that I could ride my bike wearing your clothes. I just thought it was like, oh, this is a company that has like very natural fibers and stuff like that, which is awesome. But this is going to be the first store in Portland, right?
Yes. We sell about 800 retailers in North America, people like Nordstrom's and REI and stuff like this. But we're starting quite an aggressive retail expansion of our own stores in the United States. We're in Denver and LA, and we're opening up San Fran and Portland around the same time.
Oh, cool. So why did Portland feel like the right place to open a store?
We look at a number of different factors, but for me, it's about the product consumer relationship and the fact that sort of aspirational lifestyle where we could ride our bike to work. The climate's relatively moderate. We love the outdoors, but I would even say we love outside. Not necessarily hardcore outdoors, but we love just being outside. And Portland just has all of those attributes. So it's a bit of a no-brainer for us.
Yeah. And you're going to be celebrating the opening of the new location in October, right? That's going to be some good weather, actually. October 17th, October 19th. So tell me about this opening.
Well, we're expecting a big turnout. And it's at 820 Northwest 23rd Avenue, which I love that street. And we're going to have live music from local artists and refreshments. And we're doing a partnership with a very cool local Portland company that does custom bikes. And we've co-designed a bike with them, and we're going to be giving it away. So it's called Breadwinner Cycles.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, I'm looking forward, to going to a physical store, to getting more of these shirts, to be honest. I want more shirts. And as the weather turns, I'm going to be looking for pants. Right now, the word pant is like, I can't even think about it. Like, I'm just nonstop shorts. But I'm really excited about having a new place to shop, especially a place to shop where I can, just like you said, get on my bike, not think about it, because it's such a whole deal, as you know, Gary, just like packing your clothes in, thinking about like 10 steps ahead of what I'm going to be doing today. So this is great.
I look forward to that. We're really excited about this store. We're really about sort of playing in an urban environment. And so we're framing our stores as denim playgrounds. And so come in, and I think you'll have a good shopping experience. And also you'll get to play a little bit too.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Well, Gary, thanks so much for being here. Again, everyone, check out the new Doer location in Portland at 820 Northwest Avenue or online by going to shopdoer.com. We'll have that link for you in our show notes as well. So you're just a click away. Thanks again for hanging out with me, Gary. And thank you, everyone, for listening.
Thanks, Claudia.
That's all for today here on CityCast Portland. Thank you so much for listening. If you enjoyed the show, share it with a friend or rate and leave us a good review. It really helps us out. And don't forget, you can support this show and get some great perks by becoming a CityCast neighbor. Just visit membership.citycast.fm for all the details. We'll be back tomorrow morning with more from around the city. Until then, see you at Slim's.